Hi everyone. I got a special sticker today. Remember these? Ugh. So I was at, nothing's wrong. I was at Mass General today. Nothing cancer related at all. I go every year for ultrasound to check on my arteries for FMD, and everything's been like normal. You don't need to get into that much of my history of whatever, but I would like to make an awareness of fibromuscular dysplasia because a lot of people don't know what it is, which is why I have to drive all the way into MGH to go to doctors that know what it is and specialize in it. And I've been up since really early, but I got a good night's sleep last night. I wore my compression bra I got from Plastics last night to sleep, and it's so not attractive. Am I wearing it now? No, I changed it. It's so not attractive. But it's so freaking comfortable. I slept so well last night, and I'm like, I don't want to become one of those people that wear a bra to sleep all the time. I'm like, why would someone wear a bra to sleep all the time? And then when you have foobs, it's like, oh yeah, like this is why I need to wear a bra to go to sleep all the time. But I don't want to wear a bra to go to sleep all the time. I'm not punchy today. It was very weird. I want to talk about touch today, because it was weird being at MGH for lots of reasons. It was weird because it took me an hour to get into Boston this morning, and there was traffic, and I haven't been to MGH in Boston since before surgery. And at that time, that was August, so the pandemic was still like, I mean, obviously still a thing, whatever, but there's a drastic difference now in people on the road going to work than there was back in August. Because I'd go into Boston at the same time of day, and it would take me a half an hour, maybe 40 minutes tops to get there. And today it had me like had me zigzagging all over streets to get down there in an hour. If I'd stayed on the main highways, Lord knows how long it would have taken me to get in there. So it's like you're happy because, things are getting back to normal, but then it's like, oh crap, now I have to deal with traffic again because of, things getting better. And everyone being on the road and whatever. But what was eerie was when I got to MGH, inside the actual hospital, it was really, really, really quiet. It was kind of creepy that there just wasn't a lot of people there. Patients, I would say most people that I saw walking around worked there. I didn't see a lot of people walking in, like, patient-wise, which was weird. I wonder why, but anyway. Yeah, so they gave me, I forgot about the stupid stickers. Like, I had a collection of these before when I was going in all the time, and the last bunch of appointments when I was at MGH, I was having, I had the EKG done, I think. I don't even remember. It's like all those doctor's appointments before surgery are just like a blur. They had to pack so much stuff in. Like, I know I had to get tested for COVID before surgery to get approved for surgery, but I had a whole ton of these, and I guess finally, after a year and a half of the pandemic, or actually almost 2 years, because it's November 2021. That's crazy. And like, it's COVID-19, so 2 years, jeez. But now they pre-print them. They used to just write on them with Sharpie. Now they're pre-printed. Just weird. Anyway, but the touch thing. So I had an abdominal ultrasound today. It's not like invasive at all. I mean, they just, it's like when you're pregnant, except I'm not pregnant, just checking on my arteries to see, that everything looks the same. As a side note, for my fibromuscular dysplasia, I have two dissections that I probably had gotten, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago. Who knows? I have no idea when I got them. Clearly I didn't have a stroke to have a dissection, or if I did, nothing happened, and there's no, I don't know, this is why I am the way I am. I don't know. I don't recall anything like happening to me seriously, but I have two dissections, and they're both in, arteries related to my abdominal area. I wouldn't even have known they were there unless I had, what did they do? A CTA. And that's how it popped up. Well, I had a headache. That's how the whole thing started. That's a Neighbors to Know episode if you want to know about fibromuscular dysplasia. So go to Neighbors to Know. It's the Pam Mace episode. Anyway, so that's why I was there. And like, I wasn't like worked up about anything because like I have FMD, they monitor it. I take aspirin. That's really all I do, other than like monitoring my blood pressure and stuff, but it doesn't really impact, knock on imaginary wood, it doesn't really impact anything from like day to day for me. So I wasn't anxious about the ultrasounds at all, just something I have to do. But what was weird was that it was an ultrasound, and I was not triggered by being in the room, because the last time I did have an ultrasound, what were they doing? It wasn't the biopsy. I feel like they did an ultrasound after. Oh, it was when I dropped my phone on my foob. When I dropped my phone on my foob, they did an ultrasound to make sure that the implant was okay. I forgot about that. But it wasn't at MGH in Boston, so maybe there's some disconnect there. But and I was like there because I was concerned that I did something and something broke and everything was fine. But this time was different because, well, I don't really know why, because it was just different. There were 2 technicians in the room, and they asked me to put a towel like tucked under my waistband so that you don't get the gook on you, on your clothes, and then tucked underneath my bra. And as soon as she mentioned bra, I'm like, bra, wait, what? You know, like, yeah, your abdominal region goes up to right beneath your boobs. So she gave me the towels, and I did the bottom part just fine. And then I was like finagling to try to figure out how to tuck the towel in, not ruin my clothes, because I like this shirt, and protect her from like touching inadvertently my boob area. And she had the, you know, whatever the transponder, whatever the heck it's called, thing to do the ultrasound with, and she's moving it around, and you know, they're just looking for what they're looking for, but then she's moving up to my upper abdominal region, and it hit like where the bra strap would be, but there's a towel there. And I have so like on my sternum, on my left boob, it's almost like it shifted over a little bit. Like if I touch on my sternum, and I've mentioned this before in these vlogs, but if I put my hands on my sternum, I can feel almost like a little like divot before the implant actually starts. I know that they'll have to do something on the left side still to fix stuff, just because I have like little dog ear thing. Like I think they can smooth out my boob a little bit better from where the incision was, from when the scar is. So I'm not super concerned about that long term. But it just, like, I don't know how close she actually was, but I felt the little plastic, you know, thing, whatever, and she's like sliding it up, and I'm just like uncomfortable. I was so non-relaxed. I was tense, I was tight, and I'm like, I don't want her touching me anymore. Like if they just put the stupid ultrasound thing down and moved around and then got up and I was done, it was fine. But when they pick up and put it back down and pick up and put it back down, and I'm like, stop touching me. Like, I don't want them to touch me. Like I'm just getting used to touching myself. But like boundaries, I was talking about boundaries yesterday, like boundaries. I have boundaries with my body. Like only certain people get to touch my body. And maybe part of what was weird was that it's the first person that was touching me for a non-cancer related reason. Maybe that's why it weirded me out. Because there's this person who is touching me, granted they're, you know, an ultrasound tech, whatever, but I don't want her to touch me. I'm like, you don't get to touch me. It was just weird. And then my hands, like when she got up high, my hand went towards my breast, and she said, you know, I need to put my hand on my side so that she can get where she needs to go. And I know she's not going to go up to my sternum to do an abdominal ultrasound, but there was just this weird boundary about touch. I didn't want her touching me. And I don't know why there were 2 techs. One did one and then the other one came in and I'm like, great, now there's somebody else who's touching me and I don't want them to touch me either. I didn't like it. Like, you become very protective over your body, obviously. And like, I trust in the system of MGH and I trust in my doctors and stuff that yes, I have to have this, you know, this testing done just to check on things. But I don't want anybody touching me. And then there's a, you know, well, I wasn't thinking about it at the time. Like, when I left it, I'm all done. I think like a week, or I think next week I have an appointment with my vascular surgeon to just let me know what the results were of the ultrasound, and I'm sure it'll be fine, because it's been fine. My even though I have FMD, like, my arteries withstood the kidney stone, for Pete's sake, so I think they're pretty good. Yeah, I've had some pretty big things happen, and my arteries have been fine. I had COVID with all the coughing and whatever, and my carotid arteries were just fine. So I'm not worried that something's wrong, but there's still, like, you're in a medical facility, you had cancer, you had surgery, and there's still, like, a thought in your head, like, is everything going to be okay? So what do I do? So I, oh, sorry. I'm just, like, uncomfortable. Oh. So on the way out, I've stopped in the chapel at Newton Wellesley before, just to be like, you know, have people watch over me and please cut me some slack. Like, I just can't, I just can't deal with any more news, you know. But there's also people that are, loved ones that are going through health stuff. So I passed the chapel on the way out of MGH and I stopped in, which I've never been inside their chapel before. And the weird thing is I passed that chapel all the time and didn't even realize that it was there. I guess nothing serious enough was going on that I feel like I needed to go inside of a chapel for anything. And, yeah, I was in there and that was nice. I'm not super religious, but I do pray. And I feel like, you know, I only reach out to God when I want something. Maybe my being grateful, my grateful moments in my vlogs, or my, like, thank you, God, I'm grateful for A, B, and C today. I don't know. Yeah, God's like, you know, it's like, you know, the dad or the mom. You only reach out when you want something. I don't know. So yeah, the touching was just weird today, and I'm bizarrely wearing compression leggings, which helps with the touch thing. I don't have anything sensory going on. I know I've been like wackadoodle with sensory stuff going on. I don't know if it was because of the cycle that I didn't have or because of medication. I don't know. I have a follow-up actually today for with my oncologist about Lupron. So we'll see how that goes. And I probably should have just vlogged later, but these thoughts get in my head, and, you know, I think about myself and wanting to just vent and get it off my chest. But then it's for other people too, for my whopping like 15 viewers or whatever. And you were all very important to me. And I know that, like, it's had an impact on other people who have reached out to thank me for the stuff that I'm sharing. Because a lot of the vlogs that are out there they're not really vulnerable. They're more like fact-based of here's what's going on. And that's just not how I am. I mean, if there's a random thought in my head, it's like I can't be the only one who's feeling this at the time, you know. And if there's someone else who's watching this who's about to go into some doctor appointment where they need to touch you, you know, even like if let's say you had a lumpectomy or something and have to go in for a mammogram or something, you know, that's got to be like tough, you know, for whatever testing you're having, like after all that, and maneuvering your boobs, and touch is a weird thing. And I know I'm not the only person to feel this, and I just, you know, I want to share it with people that are going through this, you know, before, to just prep yourself that, you know, it could be weird and you'll be fine. You know, it's just baby steps and getting to a point of healing, you know, emotionally from all of this stuff. And it doesn't mean like for the rest of your life, you're not going to want people to touch you either. I mean, I didn't want to touch my own boobs for the longest time because I'm like, ew. And now I look at them and I'm like, they're not so much ew. Like, they've softened up You know, they're not perfect, but like, whose boobs are perfect? No one's. Even if you've had plastic surgery, your boobs aren't perfect. I guess that's why people get addicted to plastic surgery, because they want things to be perfect, and there is no perfect. Yeah, just weird with touch and boundaries, and things opening up from the pandemic too, and things getting better. We're seeing people walking around like Boston without masks on. It's just kind of weird. And like, you know, they talk about the new normal with the pandemic, and you throw in this cancer, you know, survivorship on top of all of it, and that's a whole other new normal. And I hate that stupid buzzword, new normal. Nothing's normal. Like, nothing's normal. There's no human that's like totally normal, because like, who defines what's normal? I don't know. Anyway, I'm sitting at the drugstore because I have to walk inside and pick up my tamoxifen. I had to pick up my stupid tamoxifen and something else, which I don't even know what I have to pick up. The nice thing about the timing of where I am now, like I'm starting in the 14th week, which I can't even keep track of that anymore. Like for me, it's like, it's November. I had my surgery in August. Keeping track of weeks is going to be something I won't be able to do after a while either. And not for nothing, like I don't want to, it is November. Thanksgiving is this week. I don't want to be thinking about cancer and dates while I'm trying to figure out like when I'm vlogging and stuff. I want to focus on like, hey, Christmas songs are playing on the radio. Yay! I'm a super like dork when it comes to, I'm not dork. I'm super nostalgic and go whole hog when it comes to Christmas and songs and decorating and trees and cookies and all that stuff. And that's what I want to focus on this time of year. I don't want to be focusing on like the cancer thing. The only other appointment that I have coming up soon is a bone density scan. I don't even know how they do that, and that has nothing to do with the cancer either. That was after I had my kidney stone. And it'll be interesting though, because there is a thing about like, having achy joints and stuff, and I don't know if it's bone loss, but there's some bone impact with either the tamoxifen or the Lupron. I don't remember. My guess is it's probably the tamoxifen. Yeah, I don't recall. So I'm having that test because of the kidney stone, but it'll be interesting to see how things pop up. If anything's affected because of the tamoxifen. I broke one bone once, and that was because like I stuck my hand down a snowblower chute. I should be thrilled, or I am thrilled, that I only broke it and didn't sever it. So I think my bones are pretty fine. If that's the only time in my life I've ever broken a bone, I think that I'm good. But anyway, with the kidney stone, they get concerned about that. And I think the whole kidney stone thing is kind of crap too, because I don't think it's related to anything but the fact that my body was off all this time because I was fighting cancer and didn't even know it. And for me, my parathyroid hormone went like through the roof, and they're trying to figure out why is the parathyroid hormone so high. And that hormone fires when something's wrong in your body. And I think that what was wrong was the cancer, and I just didn't know. And my body, for whatever reason, decided to flood my system with calcium and gave me a kidney stone. Because the stone that I had is not like, most people have calcium oxalate stones, and mine was only a certain percent was oxalate. Half of it was not oxalates. So makes me think that like it's not typical as to what everyone thought it was. I think it's because of the cancer, my body being off. Anyway, that's a lot of information. I don't know, whatever. I need to go eat. I've been fasting for this stupid ultrasound. I'm going to go destroy this and throw it in the garbage can. It psychosomatically ripped. Oopsie. Like, I don't want any more of these stupid things. But I'll have another one in 2 weeks when I go for the bone density scan. Whatever. All right. Yeah, but touch. I mean, it's gotten better. It will get better. It's just weird, and I just wanted to share the weird with you today, to help out other people, that are having these feelings. And it always feels good to feel validated, and when you're going through something tough, to know that other people are having similar thoughts as you are. And as many people that are on there that vlog and are on YouTube with whatever, there really is not a lot of people that I have found that share and you know, in a real way, in a way that's not like they're doing like a commercial or something for themselves. I don't know. If I was doing a commercial, I'd have way more makeup on and my hair wouldn't be back in a ponytail. Anyway, just want to make my voice heard to help other people. And if you are facing all this, you know, keep fighting the fight. Living the life. You know, things do get better. I was able to drive an hour to get into Boston. All right, I'm gonna go pick up my tamoxifen. Yay. See you later. Bye.